Outlaw, Macho, Drive-In.
This guy here came to the States, won a title, took it to the UK, and the NXT UK made this title feel like a main event title by putting it in main event situations. Jordan Devlin, when he won the Cruiserweight title, Jordan Devlin is his theme music is amazing.
Yeah,
his music,
it sounds evil as hell.
His music is just plain old, like if Cape Fear was a wrestling theme, that's how it's gonna sound.
Yes.
Like there
his
is some
pose, like it's just that whole
yeah
thing he has. He's his whole demeanor.
He comes out like you look at him and there is something beneath the surface there. There's a sort of like a subliminal evil behind those eyes. There's
Mohammed, you'll help me out with the name here. The main guy on Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso?
The main
Jamie Tart
player.
Jamie Tart or the other guy?
Yes, Hart.
The younger one or the older one? Just
the one a couple of weeks ago you and I were comparing him to Devlin a little bit. You were like Devlin seems.
Yeah, I think it was Jamie Tart. You know, the guy, the superstar guy who.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
For people listening, if anyone is a fan of like Ted Lasso, that's who I see Jordan Devlin as. He seems like the guy who's like the team captain, who has like everything going for him, but his attitude problem is what keeps the coach. Yes, he thinks he's and that's the thing I like about Devlin also is he's not cocky in like a Shawn Michaels type of way. He's cocky in like he comes to the ring, knows that he'll beat whoever, and then he just goes on with his day. Like he knows he's great. It's not like a flamboyant cocky. It's a very subtle cockiness that he has.
He knows he can back it up. That's how it's.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that he still looks strong in defeat. Like he'll have matches in the first infancy of like NXT UK. He would win matches, he would lose matches, but he always felt important. His match of Finn Balor was almost one of those things where it's like this is a slap in the face, where it's like not slap in the face per se, but like a wake up call to him, where it's like, hey, the guy that's been like training you for years is coming in to put you in your place.
Yeah.
That's what it basically was.
Yeah, that match has one of my favorite trash talk lines ever, where he he has Finn Balor down on his knees and he's like, "You're not that great, something about along the lines of you're not getting the wrestler," but the next line he's like, "Better coach." Like you're a better coach than you are, and he just goes off on it, and I'm like, wow, this guy is a prick. Like fuck, screw this guy.
His this sort of ties in with UK because he was still Cruiserweight champion, which was a UK title at the time. Like when he was talking trash on Kushida, he was praising him, yet like putting him in opponent spot at the same time, where he talked about a world traveler who is well respected, and he's the more dominant champions. And then you have Kushida, like he was basically saying everything that everyone thought about Kushida, but talking about himself at the same exact time. His mic skills are excellent.
Very vastly underrated promos, Devlin. Yeah.
Yes.
Like he's
and his ladder match, like which you can find our thoughts on this UK on the Cruiserweight title ladder match on our thoughts about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, available in our archives collection. But that match was excellent because glad Santos won, because Santos was never the Cruiserweight champion. To me, Devlin was the Cruiserweight champion. Santos finally defeated the Cruiserweight champion.
So it gave him
finally call himself the actual.
It's kind of like strange because it feels like they gave Santos that validation before they could take the title away from him. Like
yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you could just beat the former champion. Now your reign actually has a meaning because you are the NXT Cruiserweight champion. Time to give it to the next guy. It's
exactly and I'm perfectly cool with how that's all unfolded.
Yeah.
Like when Devlin had it in UK, you know, he was doing open challenges.
Yeah.
And those open challenges were great. And it even had, you know, the Rocky Balboa story with Trent Seven again going into it.
Yeah, and shocked the world because, well, not shocked the world because we thought the one thing that made me think that Devlin might actually retain the title because I thought they might revisit the Trent Seven again thing again. I was like, yeah, there is no, but they made you. Yeah, go ahead, Pete.
I was like saying that weighing on the bump.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
204 and 3/4 pounds.
Yeah.
Like just the margin just it made me laugh. That did.
Yeah.
Really
you gotta like a good thing you brought this up because we gotta give props to the bump because the bump ties everything together. If you're like it's like if you're not watching much of like the WWE things like that, the bump actually is one of the best shows to keep you to give you an outlook on the landscape in an hour and a half. Like if no one's talking about NXT UK, they had the weigh in on the bump because the bump is now a big deal because it is even when they were running at the same time, it was head and shoulders above WWE backstage. It's
yeah, agreed.
It's all it feels like that, you know, it at first when they were all in the studio, it had that feeling of a morning radio show where you know people had props, they were talking and everything. Now it's something more, but you gotta say like they are a good proponent. They showed you another side of Sam Gradwell altogether. Let's keep it UK for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to Devlin as well worked what I believe is one of the best, if not the best, babyface big man versus heel little man I have ever seen in Mastiff. Yes, Mastiff versus Devlin.
Great.
Yeah, it is a blueprint of how like a huge like a big like a huge like super heavyweight is the babyface against a very as much smaller heel. That's how you do it. That's the match that you do it. I think Bronson Reed has a few of those matches though, but he's never had a heel work him like Devlin had worked Mastiff on that match.
Right.
And when Devlin actually won, it was a believable win. It's
yeah.
Their match that was great. It just shows how great Devlin is, how NXT UK can make stars. This match kind of leads into the topic of somebody else. We'll get to that somebody else after this match. Devlin versus Ben Carter. I can't remember what his new name is now, but like his first match
Nathan Fraser.
Yes.
His first match on NXT UK, he was on a show that we will bring up just here in a sec. But that match was great because for people who didn't know Ben Carter, so you see him do like 12, 15 minutes, whatever it was, with Jordan Devlin, and it's like, holy shit, you know, this guy's legit also, and he can go with Devlin, and it shows that Devlin.
I personally have never seen Ben Carter before. Yeah, I personally had never seen Ben Carter before. I know he had a lot of praise for his performances on AEW Dark and stuff, but I never saw him before, and I was like, whoa, this guy is living up to the hype.
And to Devlin's credit, it shows him because he looks like it's almost like a Kurt Angle, John Cena situation.
Yes, exactly, and that's saying a lot because Devlin went into like this unbelievable short period of maturity where he became this young blue chipper. At the start of the NXT UK shows, like when they first broadcasted to this big grizzled veteran. No offense to the grizzled young veterans, but a grizzled veteran in that era now, on this era right now that we're talking about. And hopefully, like his showing in the US brings more fans to see him in the UK because I think like the promos he did with Santos were good, the match was good. It didn't show you the Jordan Devlin that was that is on NXT UK though, not the cocky heel that's just destroying people left and right with no regards to anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Had that been actually in actual arena, I feel that Santos would have been geared like the babyface in that contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
like he was treated like the babyface from the people in the CWC themselves. But I don't think
Even
it's
though
because
the booking wise,
he was the heel.
Santos was coming into it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely the heel because he had Devlin was like the guy who wanted to get in his face, and he's the guy who sucker for. But I think the idea was that the people there in Orlando were thinking about like Santos. That's our guy. That's the guy we've been watching for the past I don't know how many months. I don't think it had anything to do with storyline as much as it was like more of a tribalism thing. Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Drive-In. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.